A prolonged period ends in a small private ceremony in the King George VI Memorial Chapel at St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. Queen Elizabeth II, the British monarch with the longest reign, was laid to rest. Only 2,000 chosen guests attended Westminster Abbey to experience the splendour of Elizabeth II's funeral firsthand without having to wait in line for hours to even see the royal coffin. But in today's video we are going to show a list of heavyweights who are not invited to the funeral. If you want to know everything about it, stay tuned as we are going to take you inside the amazing house through this video. Hey everyone, here you are at Celebrity Vibe. On this channel you will find all the buzz and delicious rumours of the pop culture world. Therefore be sure to click the bell icon and subscribe to the channel. With that said, let's get started. Moreover, attendees at the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II include royalty, lawmakers and world leaders. The guest list did contain a few exclusions though. 6 nations have not received invitations to state funerals for Queen Elizabeth II in London, despite the majority of nations receiving invitations to the event. The event, which has been referred to as one of the largest gatherings of recognisers, was not attended by any celebrity from Syria, Venezuela, Afghanistan, Russia, Belarus or Myanmar. Let's have a look at the list of uninvited celebrities. Number 10. Vladimir Putin. There were no Russian representatives at the Queen's burial. The unfortunate action was taken as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. As soon as King Charles was crowned, the dictator of Russia congratulated him. However, he has alienated himself as well as his nation as a result of the unwarranted war of aggression in Ukraine. Putin missed being invited to the burial. Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman said, "We see the British attempt to use the national tragedy, which has touched the hearts of millions of people around the world for geopolitical purposes, to settle scores with our country, as deeply immoral, and this is particularly blasphemous towards Elizabeth II's memory." Number 9. President Maduro. Venezuela and the UK have diplomatic ties. According to reports, animosity between the two sides dates back to 1821 when British legions or British soldiers supported the Second Republic of Venezuela against Spanish royalists during the Venezuelan War of Independence. The Central Bank of Venezuela also filed a lawsuit against the Bank of England on May 14, 2020, demanding €930 million in gold under the United Nations Development Programme to purchase medical supplies, medications and food for the COVID-19 pandemic in Venezuela. This was their most recent run-in. Number 8. Alexander Lukashenko. Belarus's ruler is a fervent backer of Putin and his horrific conflict in Ukraine. Although he has a long history of scandal, his backing has made him seem lonely. Hitler, he had previously claimed, served as an inspiration for Belarus's presidential system. Additionally, he has reportedly made several homophobic and anti-Semitic remarks as well as claims of corruption. Number 7. Russell Brand. Russell Brand, comedian turned actor, is well known in Britain for publicly criticising the royal family. He was always Queen Elizabeth's biggest detractor. Russell Brand frequently promoted anti-monarchy views on his YouTube show The Truths, but his book Revolution's content received the greatest criticism. Number 6. Colin Firth. The English actor Colin Firth won the 2011 Academy Award for Best Actor for his outstanding performance as George V in The King's Speech, which was a very interesting moment given his outspoken stance as a British Republican. Colin told Piers Morgan on CNN that he enjoyed playing King George, and ironically enough, he has also had some very nice things to say about the environmental activism and work that King Charles was doing at the time. But still, he was not invited. Number 6. Donald Trump. While there is no requirement for him to do so, staying silent is unusual for a former head of state. Donald Trump, the former president, is quite at ease, posting on social media about a variety of topics, but it's clear from looking at his true social account that Queen Elizabeth's funeral isn't on his mind. Trump was reportedly invited to a meeting instead of the Queen's funeral at Westminster Abbey. Trump got invitations to the service, which took place on September 21 at the Washington National Cathedral, along with all other living former US presidents. According to The Independent, although he did use the occasion to reflect on the Queen's demise. Number 5. Barack Obama. Although it's crucial to highlight that several US presidents were also not invited, and it's not an error or purposeful snub, Barack Obama, the 44th president of the US, was unexpectedly not invited to the Queen's burial either. Instead of allowing each nation to send a delegation made up of individuals of their choosing, the UK said that only current heads of state and their spouses or partners would be invited. According to the Daily Beast, instead, the government invited Obama to a memorial service for the Queen in Washington, DC. The former president has been very clear about his respect for the Queen, and has issued a statement thanking her for her generosity. Number 4. Nigel Farage. It's no surprise that former politician and broadcaster Farage was not invited to the late monarch's funeral given his reputation as a harsh critic of the family. However, Farage came under fire after sharing a clip that appeared to mock Queen Elizabeth's passing. He shared a 5-second clip on his TikTok account, which has since been viewed more than 6 million times, where he looked and sounded incredibly sarcastic. Number 3. Daniel Ortega. As the head of Nicaragua's left-wing revolution, Ortega is credited with toppling a dictator and then the United States-sponsored rebels who attempted to obstruct his ascent to legitimate power. In a statement, the British Foreign Ministry claimed that the November 7 presidential election in Nicaragua was merely a formality, neither free nor fair, and that the outcome was not a convincing demonstration of democracy. President Ortega has been charged by Britain with corruption and accused of accelerating dictatorship in his nation. Number 2. Ibrahim Raisi. The Iranian president delivered his first interview with a Western media outlet since taking office on August 3rd last year, telling CBS that he does not trust Americans and that the US sanctions are generally oppressive. Queen Elizabeth herself visited Iran in 1961 and stayed in the Golestan Palace in Tehran. While she was there accompanied by the nation's empress, state television in Iran is said to have provided the bare minimum coverage of the death of the late monarch, with just one brief announcement along with archive footage and photographs. This list does not end here, as many countries are deprived of the list. Number 1. Afghan and Syrian representatives. Attacks on women and minority rights have received global attention since the Taliban took over Afghanistan. There won't be anyone from Afghanistan in attendance. Along with this, Syria was not invited to the state funeral. The UK severed all links with Syria on a political and diplomatic level following the start of the Syrian revolution in 2011. In addition, the UK government has eliminated all trade tariffs against Syria, igniting new debates. The UK and these countries currently have tense relations. Seeing the list, it can be said that the royal family doesn't want to appear extravagant, and public opinions and diplomatic relations are also factors that were considered while making the invitation list. That concludes the video, guys.